So we all know laptops can get a little hot, especially gaming laptops. All that power crammed into a very small space with not much ventilation is a recipe for heat. Now this thing has an i7 and an RTX 3080 in it, which means it can get a little toasty. Now since we tend to use this laptop in the living room as a rig to either run PC VR headsets or to hook up to the huge TV to play games at 4K 120Hz, it could benefit from a little extra aid in cooling. And that's where laptop cooling pads come in. This one we think is definitely worth a look. We're going to do some tests to see how well it performs, and of course take a look at the RGB lighting. Let's check it out right after this quick word from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by whokeys.com. You guys know the drill. You've just finished building your brand new PC, you boot it up and bam, that hideous Activate Windows watermark appears. And the worst part is you forgot to budget $200 for an activation key from Microsoft because you spent it all on RGB, but that's okay. Because you don't need to spend $200, you can pick one up from today's video sponsor whokeys.com for a tenth of the price. The best part is you can use my code TT25 for 25% off, which takes this already cheap Windows 10 Pro key from $18 to $13. If you're in the UK like me, that's £11. You place your order, your activation code gets added to your orders page, you whack it into the Windows activation screen, and boom, you're fully activated, no more watermarks being burnt into your retinas. TT25 for 25% off, link in description. So in the box you get the stand, you get an instruction manual, and a USB power cord, which you'll notice comes with two USB connectors. Now don't worry, it only needs one to be plugged in to power the entire unit. I think they just put the second one on there in case you're using really old hardware with extremely low power USB ports. One worked just fine. Now this particular cooling stand can fit laptops up to 17-inch, although I will say a 15-inch definitely looks better. The smaller footprint allows you to see more of the design on the side. A 17-inch will slightly overlap a portion of the edge. As regards design, this is definitely one of the cooler looking laptop cooling pads I've seen. I did spend quite a while on Amazon trying to decide which one to get. We've got this RGB Tron line running around the entire perimeter of the stand, which is really nice. It's very clean and uniform looking, and for those of you that like rainbow waves, yes, it can do that. More on that and some of the other effects later. Chapters below if you want to skip to anywhere, by the way. General construction is quite good. The pad that your laptop sits on is a lot sturdier than some other designs I've seen. The grid is made of metal, as is the stand part that flicks out on the back. Speaking of the stand, you can have it positioned at 4 different angles depending on what feels best for you. I will say that if you're someone that uses your laptop at a desk a lot, this will help you when it comes to ergonomics and ease of use. I've got it set at the lowest angle and it puts the laptop screen and keyboard at the perfect height. It's much more comfortable for both viewing the screen and typing on when it's on a stand like this. If you do opt to have it like this, you probably don't want it to slide off, so you'll notice there's also this flip-up bracket to stop it from going anywhere. Now for cooling, they've opted for a single large 200mm fan in the center. You tend to see a lot of these laptop cooling pads with 3, 4 or even 5 fans, but a single large fan is the way to go in my opinion. Larger fans can move more air while running at a lower speed, which means they're quieter. Now there is a fan speed control dial on the back of this unit, although even when it's set to full speed, which is 750 RPM for those of you wondering, it's extremely quiet. In fact, our fridge is louder than this cooling pad. I can't even hear it. By the time you've got your laptop on it, it's virtually silent, so yeah, you don't need to worry about it being loud. Let's check out the RGB lighting, then we'll move on to cooling performance. So as you can see, it looks really good. The LED strip they've used around the whole perimeter is an individually addressable strip, which is what allows you to have that rainbow wave effect. Now there's 2 buttons on the back, one is for lighting effect, the other is for color. There's 5 effects in total. Now for 3 of them you can change the color, the other 2 you can't because they're rainbow effects. First off, you can have it just set to a static color. You can also have this breathing effect, which again you can choose whatever color you want. And then we have a flashing effect. Like I said, the other 2 presets are rainbow effects, so we have a rainbow wave right here, which looks great. And finally, a gradient fade effect. It basically slowly fades through each of the colors on the spectrum. Now if I'm being picky, they could have diffused the lighting better. It's a little bit hot spotty, although the rainbow wave effect does hide it quite well, so if that is the effect you're planning on using, I wouldn't worry about it. Alright, let's move on to cooling performance. So aesthetics aside, does it do its advertised job of cooling your laptop? Yes, it does, although I will say be realistic in your expectations. It's better to think of these cooling pads as a way to aid airflow rather than actively cooling your laptop. We did some tests. Here's the idle temps when the laptop was placed on my lap versus on a desk versus on the cooling pad. Now you can see we get a bit of an improvement in temps even when just placing it on a desk, and then the temps are brought down slightly more again by that cooling pad. Now while it's nice to have cool idle temps, the time you most want your laptop to run cool for best performance is of course when it's under load. The last thing you want is your laptop thermal throttling and giving you less frames while you're gaming. So here's the results under load while playing Cyberpunk 2077 at ultra settings, again when the laptop was placed on my lap versus on a desk versus on the cooling pad. So similar improvements in temps again, both placing it on a desk and then on the cooling pad. Now before some of you are like, wait, your CPU is still melting, Josh, it's 90 degrees. Remember, laptops are designed to handle hotter operating temperatures. Unfortunately, laptops just get a little bit toasty because, well, I mean, it's basically as powerful as my desktop PC, but a tenth of the size. Understandable. But yeah, the cooling pad does help and aid in airflow and therefore gives you slightly better temps, especially versus just having it on your lap. If you're the type of person that usually does that, you will definitely benefit from this. Not only are you helping the laptop fans by elevating it off your lap, you're also actively helping the airflow with that 200mm fan. And it also has the added bonus of looking really cool and also making your laptop much more comfortable to use while sitting at a desk. Oh, and it's super quiet. If we're being picky, the lighting could be a bit more well diffused. Also, the placement of the controls on the back is a little bit annoying. I think the side would have been a better location. And also, I'd like to have seen some USB ports on it. I mean, you might as well turn something like this into a USB hub as well. But overall, it's awesome. I really like it. If you guys want to check it out, we'll have links down below in the description. If you enjoyed this video, a like rating would be much appreciated. You can hit that subscribe button and ding that notification bell if you want to see more videos. We have lots more on the way. You can follow us on social media here and here. But with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you all in the next one.